Simone So Soft Whip Shea Butter comes in 3 scents: lavender, citrus, and rose. So don't wait any longer. Get started on the path to beautiful, healthy skin by Simone So Soft.
But that's the beauty of it. A lot of people think when it comes to like business or life, oh, I reached my goal. That's great. No, like the goal itself is the journey.
Yes, absolutely. So let's
Yes.
get started.
Let's go.
I'm
Let's go.
feeling
We
it.
saw
Yes. So thank you everyone for tuning into the MYLF Review podcast. I'm your MYLF host, Dawn Imani, and today we have a beautiful special couple guest. This is my first time having a couple on my show, and they are the owners and the creators of a skincare brand, Simone So Soft Products. Mr. and Mrs. Henderson, Jamel and Kemberly, welcome to MYLF Review.
How y'all guys doing?
So guys, you have this skincare brand, Simone So Soft Products. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
We established the company in 2017. And I'd like to start why we created it. So my daughter and I have very sensitive skin. And there was a point in time when we kept breaking out from a few products, and I couldn't really narrow down what product it was. So I did some research and came across shea butter. So we were talking about before, just kind of trial and error. We just made a few recipes. My husband was a good tester, daughter good tester, and we found a formula that worked, and we started using it in-house. And we said, this is really good. We always had entrepreneurship in our families, and we just kind of said, well, let's sell this and see where it goes. So we started our LLC, and we got some jars, some labels. We actually, our first logo is not what you see today. So we actually kind of transitioned, and it got better over time. And we started selling our products. And the product, is whipped shea butter.
Okay.
So it's taking shea butter in its natural form, because it's very hard. If anyone's ever has used shea butter, it won't really moisturize in your skin so easily. So the formula we use that we created has oils in it, and essential oils, and so that it will absorb into the skin easily.
Wow, that is so amazing. So you started with a problem essentially, and you created a solution. And I love that you said it was with you and your daughter. So your daughter, the product is named for your daughter, Simone?
Yeah, so it's actually our oldest daughter. It's her middle name. Yeah, so we wanted to make sure not only did we create a business that we felt good about, but more the lines of actually leaving a legacy for our children. So, like, it's very important to us to make sure that we lead by example. And it's very rare that you actually get when you think about businesses, especially like, let's take branding for example, with like clothing. We walk around with a bunch of people's last names on us all day long, and we don't even realize it. It's all about the drip. So it's like, why not do that for ourselves? You know what I'm saying? So there was just one of those things where it was like, I don't want to wear anybody else's like last name on me. Like, I want to wear my own stuff on us.
And we also wanted our daughter to smile when she saw her name on the product.
Most definitely.
So she's like, oh, that's mine. That's
yes, me. I love that. So that was my next question. How did that affect your daughter? Or how do you feel as though she took all of this in as starting a business with her name, inspired by her? How has this affected your daughter?
Well, when we started it, she was very young, so I don't think she really conceptualized what was happening. But now, if you see our promotions, she takes ownership in the commercials. She's very happy to hold the product. She's smiling. She's like, this is mine. And, we're planning to incorporate her more into the business.
And not just her, the twins too, once they become
Yes,
of age, because it's more important to leave that perception there. Perception is very, very key as far as like the shaping an individual's life.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely agree. They need to see that representation. And what better way to see that than to see that in like a family member and themselves? Because I'm
Yeah,
sure eventually you guys will incorporate your younger ones into the
absolutely.
business.
Yes.
yeah, most
Mhm.
definitely. And it's a great tax write-off too.
That is hilarious, but it's true. It's true. So
Yes.
one of the things that really drew me to your company and to your product was the fact that you are a family business. So how do you juggle that? I know you guys have full-time jobs and then you
Hmm.
have three children on top of that. So how do you juggle, maintaining your marriage,
Hmm.
maintaining, that home life with the children, and then the
Hmm.
work life balance and being an entrepreneur?
I think it's more the lines of, first and foremost, being realistic with yourself, seeing what you can and cannot do. Not to say that the things that you can't do you will never get to. Like, you just have to be able to say, okay, what are the things that I can take care of right now? That's number one. Number two is understanding time management. A lot of us have worked in, have had office jobs where we
Mhm.
have to do scheduling for other people. So it's just like, if we have that skill set, why not do it for yourself? Another thing is paying attention to the free time that you have once you get off of work for, going to your W-2, and saying, okay, how do I maximize the remainder of the day and try to plug in where I can get my own work done. So a lot of the times, like, the work will get done once the kids go to bed. Meetings will actually happen maybe like, once we get home, like, all right, the kids is like, unwinding, they're playing, right? We prepping like dinner or something like that. So you can sneak in maybe like a 30-minute meeting with somebody, because like it's two of us in a household. So like,
Mhm.
one person will watch the kids for a hot second, and then, the other person conduct the meeting. Or like, like, we'll make the phone calls to a manufacturer or things of that nature. So it's really all about scheduling and being organized. Like, this, if you can do it for somebody else for that 9 to 5 paycheck, you can do it for yourself. You just have to be committed and really have the desire to want to win.
And the free time is definitely something that we have to own. If you can play, and I'm guilty at some point, and I got better over the last few years. If you can play Candy Crush for hours, that's time that you could have been spending time with your children and your family, working on your business, or just finding other things to do. For us, it was, how is this benefiting us? How is this game benefiting us? It's not. So, we have to just do better with that. So, and also creating balance. If Jamel is working on something that's really critical, I may, you know, I will be with the kids, and we'll just balance it back and forth there and just create that balance for us. So sometimes it is sacrifice. Most times it's 50-50, and sometimes it's 80-20. But you just have to be willing to commit to that.
Yeah, definitely. And then, I guess with that focused mindset, being honest, like you said, Jamel, like being honest with yourself about your time and about how you feel, because I can imagine how it could be stressful sometimes, trying to balance with your children and balance with your,
It,
your
I see where you're going with that, and not to cut you up, but I want to make sure that I make this point. If you're willing to put yourself through a stress ringer, why not put yourself through a stress ringer for something that you desire? Like, you put yourself through a stress ringer for people that half of the time you don't even like. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, all right, I'm going to this job doing this, like, no matter if you like your coworkers or your job or anything like that, the God honest truth, you're making money for somebody else. And it's just
Mhm.
like, at what point do you sit there and say, okay, I want to do this for myself? And then you look at your partner, you look at your spouse, and you sit there and say, like, okay, are we going to do this or we're not going to do this? And if that person is just as hungry as you are, you'll figure it out. And I'll give you this example, and I'll make it real short. Let's say you're in the house and it's you and your husband, right? Bam, you know that you got the kids, you know that you got to prep dinner, you know that you have like get the kids ready for school, things of that nature. Your husband is like just getting home from unwinding from work, but he's also helping out and things of that nature. You get a phone call from your girlfriend and say, girl, I got 2 tickets to a Rihanna concert, front row, like, and backstage passes. Honestly, ask yourself, don't you think you're going to do everything in your God willing power to get to that concert? So just take that same mindset and just do it for yourself for business. Because if you're willing to sacrifice your kids and and their time for mommy and daddy time to go to that concert, just do the same thing from a business standpoint.
Yeah, a lot of people don't have that passion and that drive though, and it can get stressful even if you want it so much. Sometimes you do need to take a step back and reevaluate where you're at and if you really want it that much, because the stress can be intense. So how do you guys balance that in I know what you said, one person's here, one person's there, but have you ever found yourselves in a position where it was getting a little bit too intense and you had to reevaluate and recoup?
Yeah, I think the best way we do that is to be honest. So be honest with yourself and then be honest with each other. Because if you don't communicate that you're not, it could be that you're not happy, that you are stressed out or something. The communication is important. You have to say something. For me, I've in the past, I'm known to internalize a lot of things, and I had to work on being verbal and really express how I'm feeling and what I'm going through. So I think that's important. You have to communicate and don't assume that someone knows how you feel.
And then for me, like with my personality, I see a lot of things in black and white. So all I did is do vice versa what she did. I Instead of me always voicing everything, because sometimes the best conversation or the best level of honesty is just to sit back and listen for a hot second. You know what I'm saying? And just really just sit on the fence just for a little bit. Like, you don't have to stay there forever, but just to stay there and just really understand, like, if I love this person that much, let me take what they're saying and really, like, do my best to like do a better job.
Definitely. Yeah. And it's twofold, because it's like there's the intimacy of the fact that you guys are a family, and then you're also business owners, co-business owners, so there's that business aspect. But I love that you guys, it seems so seamless, and you guys have a great understanding of how to work together. So I see so much success in your business. So now going forward, and I pray for that, going forward, what are some things that, do you have anything coming up, anything new that we need to look out for with your business?
Yeah, currently we're with business partners of ours. We are creating the monthly virtual pop-up events. The first one is actually taking place on Saturday, April 24th. So we're be on the lookout for that. We'll definitely broadcast that on social media as far as like people attending that event. We also have, like, creating new product lines. We did the hair essential oil, but we also have body wash coming soon. We have lip balm coming soon. Shampoo as well as conditioners, like sugar scrubs, things of that nature. So like we're constantly just always constantly creating, as well as like studying for Maryland Life and Health insurance license. So like not only do we have one business, we actually have two businesses that we operate. So one is skincare and the other one is in the financial service industry. Because it's one thing to, like, sell a product or whatever the case may be, but a lot of us isn't educated on how money actually works. So for business owners, it's necessary for us to actually understand how money works. And that's the beauty of entrepreneurship versus like somebody being a W-2 employee. Entrepreneurship, you're forced to learn how money actually works. You know what I'm saying? So with that, and then after that, like, you know, studying, after that, going for a brokerage license too, to have to handle like large money accounts. And finally, you know, in our personal life, in the domestic part of it, actually doing home improvement.
Lots of home improvement projects.
Man, you guys are like the it couple here. You guys have everything in the bag: financial, healthcare, skincare, and home improvement. Wow, that's
Going all
impressive.
in. Going all in.
Yeah, multiple streams of income.
Yeah.
You know, that's the way.
When you read books about the rich, you'll notice that the rich have a minimum of 4 streams of income happening simultaneously. So why not duplicate what somebody has already done and been successful at it?
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And I love your mindset. And I hope that you guys plan on teaching. I mean, your kids are probably seeing this. I know they're young, but they're seeing this now and seeing how you operate. So it's almost going to become a second nature to them to see mommy and
That's the
daddy
goal.
working on multiple businesses at the same time. Like you
Hmm.
said, that tax write-off, they become employees eventually. You know,
Hmm.
then you bring in other people, so now they're seeing how mommy and daddy are able to manage other people. And you know, what the hope is that will soon become passive income, and
Right.
you guys can enjoy life while your
Right.
businesses are working, um working themselves essentially.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
I think it's important to teach all children how you can start with the idea. You go from an idea to a reality. So a lot of us have 1,000 ideas, but haven't really focused on one or more, and or just it didn't get past that idea state. So that's important as well for us.
Yeah, I can't agree more. I feel like it is so important that we always tell our children, "Hey, you can be anything you want to be," but I'm personally sitting over here, not tending to my dreams, not building on myself and showing my children, because they learn through us. They learn through watching us. So why
Hmm.
not just do it? Like
Yep.
you said at the beginning, why not just do it? If you can take all of that time, that
Mm.
stress, that energy to do it for someone else, why not do it for yourself? And inadvertently, you're doing it for your children, because now they see that it can be done. Mommy said, "Hey, you can be anything you want." And mommy wanted to be a product, launcher in the home care and healthcare um, professional, and have her own business in that. And daddy said that this is what he wanted to do, and they're doing it. So
Yep.
that is that
Yeah.
real life representation, and it's tangible because it's not somebody that they're seeing on TV. It's right here in their family. They're going to be going to those business meetings. Probably they're going to be operating that business in some way, even if it's filing or
You certainly
categorizing.
will.
Yeah.
Right.
And it will become second nature to them, because it's probably going to be all they know at this point,
Yeah.
operating a business.
I think an important thing related to teaching our children how money actually works and letting them know to shoot for the stars. I wish I was taught this lesson when I was younger. The worst thing that can ever happen to a person is if you put them on a payroll. I expressed to my oldest daughter, like, the worst thing that happened to you is don't work for a paycheck, because
Uh,
the paycheck is a trap.
yes, it
It's a
makes you. What did you say in your comfort is the enemy of success?
It is. A
Mhm.
lot of us don't leave our comfort zone because the comfort zone, it gives us, it's like home cooking. It's like, hey, I got my mom here, I got my dad here, like it's cool, like I'm familiar with everything over here. But I've yet to meet one business owner, a successful business owner that, like, made it to their plateau, staying in their comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? So, and also, like, another thing that goes along with it, like right along with comfort zone, passion is actually overrated. And here's the reason why I say that. A lot of people that are passionate about the things that they do don't become successful. A lot of the people that actually made their millions and millions of dollars didn't even do something that was in their comfort zone, that or that they were passionate about. It was the things that made them extremely angry, but it got the results that they needed. So you have to develop a level of being comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah, and speaking of passion, I think I read, I forgot what book I read it in, but it was about a gentleman who I believe had a six-figure business. No, I think it was in the millions, but his business was selling bottle tops, the screw-on bottle tops. I don't think he's passionate about bottle tops, but that is how he's getting his money.
Right. I mean, like,
So,
related to life and health insurance licensing and brokerage licensing, by all means, like, we're not passionate about it, but it's something that we had to venture out of because we knew that it can be very lucrative. But besides the fact that it's lucrative, when you think about it, when you sit there and talk to people from the hood and they're like, yo, I want to do good for the hood, like, I want to help the hood out and things like that. Well, you know what, how you help the hood out is not sitting there just talking their ear off. You're gonna have to do something. Like, how about you like find a way to offer folks some jobs? How about you find a way to actually train somebody on how to do what you do so they can operate their own business? And that's going to take you leaving out of your comfort zone. And that's
mhm.
not something that you may not even be passionate about at that moment, but it may develop into a passion for you. So
But definitely, I love that analogy. We all say it. Oh, we want to do good for the community. But what
mhm,
are we doing if we're just sitting there, kind of mediocre, getting by?
mhm,
Teach a man to fish. And
mhm,
he'll
Mhm.
eat forever. So if
mhm,
we can go out there and learn on our own accord and go out back out and teach to our community, teach to our children, and be those examples, that's when we are doing something for our community, and we are really bringing money in, because as Black business owners, that the dollar doesn't circulate in the Black community, you know very often. It may circulate, I think, like once or twice before it leaves the Black community. So when you
right,
go into these fields that aren't the normal field, a lot of times, as in our community, I'll say that we kind of stick to the arts, we stick to sports, we stick to things that are fun and entertainment, but we don't really get into those mundane fields: healthcare, finance. I mean, yeah, it's interesting to some people, but like you said, it's not something that's like a super passionate, but we need to know these things. We need
right,
that education in our
right,
families, because that's one really big thing about our community, is that we're really bad, a lot, generally, I'm saying generally, and maybe I'm saying personally too, that we are typically bad with finances. A lot of people don't know how to invest and how to manage their money so that they can leave that financial legacy for their families.
mhm,
And then as far as healthcare, we all know we're all bad at eating, and it's easier to just eat fast food and stuff, and how that affects our body in the long term. We're spending so much money on our healthcare, so why not get into that field? You
right,
can make money off of that, and also educate people so that they can protect themselves
right,
when it comes to health insurance and healthcare. So
mhm,
totally, I completely 100% agree. If you're going to help somebody, you got to do something that is really relevant to them. And they may not understand how relevant the financial institution is to them, and how relevant the healthcare institution is to them. But it is probably two of the most important fields. And then, when it comes to your home, and taking care of your home, a lot of people, you get passed down a home from a
mhm,
family member, and then you don't take care of it, and then what happens?
right,
Investor comes in, hey, I'll offer you, you know twenty
excellent,
thousand dollars,
right,
and then next thing you know, the house is worth $500,000.
yeah,
It's crazy. So
mhm,
education is certainly the best legacy, and the best way to help the community. So I really appreciate that you guys are doing that. And so where are some ways that we can find out about your businesses? Do you have, I know you're still working on your licensing, but do you have
Right.
websites and maybe social so that we can get in contact with you?
Sure, that's not a problem. So as of right now, like we'll start off with the first business with Simone So Soft. So if you go to www.simones sosoftproducts.com. So it's going to be SIMONES, then the word so, then the word soft, then products. And then you can also find us on Facebook and as well as Instagram at Simone So Soft Products. Related to financial services, anybody that needs any financial support, they can actually contact me or my wife personally through our DMs. If you have our phone numbers, then you can contact us. Because we will share the knowledge with you as far as like what we did for ourselves to get our financial house in order, and like we'll connect you with the proper financial authorities till you can actually get all the information that you want until we become fully licensed, and then that way we can solicit products that way, because we don't want to pull the wool over somebody's eyes, and that's not fair to them. And then knowing that, like, okay, we don't have a piece of paper or representation from the right authorities to say, okay, y'all guys can do this. So we'll put you right in front of the right people until we get our license. But we plan at the end of this month, the last, I want to say is, I think it's the last Wednesday of this month that I'm scheduled to actually take my life insurance exam. So once I become licensed, I'll definitely have a virtual launch party and let people know, like, hey, you see us actually operating a skincare business, but it's not just the skincare business. It's just understanding business in general and how money actually works. So then we can take it to the next step.
I'm I don't even know what to say. Like, wow, like you guys are really truly building an empire, you know, and I'm excited to see what you do for yourselves and your family, but also what you will end up, you know, branching out and doing for the community. This is exciting.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you.
I'm gonna see you guys on billboards and on TV and you know, Good Morning America and everything. We're speaking that into existence.
I know that's right. We're compassionate, we're passionate, but our intent to uplift our community through financial literacy, financial independence, and entrepreneurship is very, very key. A lot of us come from backgrounds and neighborhoods where our moms and our dads, average Joes work good 9 to 5 jobs to take care of our families, but we're not educated on how to make that dollar work for us so we can build black wealth. Um, and after a while, we can't wait for other people to do it for us. We have to do it ourselves. So we chose to be the sacrificial lamb for members in our community. So they say, like, all right, we seen Jamel and Kim do it. Now we can do it. And the biggest thing is, like, we understand what adults is like, is sometimes it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. And that's okay. We'll lead you to the water. We're not going to force you to drink. But when it comes to your children, if we can get a hold of them, we'll make sure that your kids don't repeat the same mistake that you did.
Absolutely. That is so profound. So profound, you know. Like we said, teach a man to fish, you know, and it's
Hmm.
in the education that we can save ourselves and save our people. And that's what I love. In an older episode, one of my past guests said, if you don't have a platform to stand on, then it's really easy for your business to fail because you are not working for something. You know, you might not be passionate about finance and healthcare, but you are passionate about your family. You are
Hmm.
passionate about your children's future. So if that's your platform to educate and be the representative, you know, like you said, the sacrificial lamb, yeah, you might not be doing everything that you want to do right now, but you are making that sacrifice
Right,
to bring a legacy and wealth to your family and so
right,
much more, so much
right.
more. That is a
And I
beautiful
think
thing.
if I had a last statement, I would I would leave with saying a quote, don't take it personal. So if you're trying to get out of your comfort zone, you're trying to start your own business, leave your 9 to 5, or just do a project that something that you don't know and you need to learn. Don't take it personal, because you'll hear a lot of no's. There will be people around you who are negative, but they're negative because of their own reasons. It has nothing to do with you. So you can't take a lot of things personal, because you won't do anything.
And don't quit. Don't quit.
Because you'll be amazed about just how many opinions people have when you're the one doing it, and you're fronting up the money, and you're actually doing the work. And a lot of people, you have to weed out the negative people.
And sometimes those negative people may be folks in your own family. So you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be afraid to cut a joker off. If that joker doesn't add value to your life, no matter if it's your mama, your daddy, or whomever it is, cut them off. Cut them off. You still got love for them, but you know that you can't bang with them in that area.
Word. Y'all preaching up in here. That is so true. That is so true. You can love them from afar, but listen, like, hold up. I'm doing this work. I'm here, doing the work. So if you're not doing it, how can you tell me what to do?
And folks aren't always going to see your vision, because you know how some members of the community, no matter if you're black, white, or whomever you are, they're not going to love it the way that you do, and they don't understand your purpose. And it goes back to like, hey, I may not be passionate, or my wife may not be passionate about the thing that we're doing at that moment, but our purpose is to make sure that future generations and our community is taken care of. So you're going to have to step out of the comfort zone. If that individual doesn't understand that, then, so be it. I got love for you, but I just can't bang with you right now. Like, I'll see you when I'm done.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much. You have really laid on us some true inspiration and some true education. And I cannot wait to see the future of all of your businesses. And as we came on because of Simone's So Soft products, but I love your vision, and I love your drive, and I love your representation, and I love Black love. Okay, so
I do too. I love love.
Yes.
I love love, but I love my love.
Yes, there you go. You go. And I love it. I love it all. So thank you so much for being guest on my show today, for really giving us some true heavy knowledge. Sometimes we don't understand, what we need to hear, but this right here, I hope everybody is listening. You have to rewind some of this and listen back, because this is some true knowledge right here. Thank you guys so much. I can't wait to, see what you have in the future. And everybody, please check out Simone's SoSoftProducts.com. And I believe it's the same on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes,
all right. So have a great day, guys. Thank you.
Appreciate it.